it's a, you know, the imagination's a, you know, a very powerful place, I think, you know, and you know, to have one, it's quite unique, and I don't know, do you know what I mean? It's, I think we should appreciate it more, let's put it that way, you know.
It's powerful in the sense that you can, a lot of the stuff that you can think about or dream about, you can manifest that into your life, if you see what I mean. And you know, the more you think about something and the more you focus on something, the more you can attract something to yourself, if you see what I mean. You know, attract what you want, you know, into your life, whether it be a financial thing or something you desire, if you see what I mean. You know, like, you know, I think our imaginations are very, very powerful. Like, you know, we can
make a film.
Yeah, we can come up with lots of different creative ideas, or you know, we can imagine ourselves I could lie down, you know, I could lay down on a couch right now and you know, imagine myself on a beach somewhere, you know, drinking a nice cold beer, you know what I mean, you know, watching people, you know, water ski and ride on jet skis, you know what I mean, like if I wanted to, like in my mind, like, you know, so it's, you know, your imagination is one of those things that you can kind of take you where you want to go, you see what I mean, it's up to you, but you know.
Yeah, you can imagine that you're on a dump and you're helping this little boy out, you know, sort of pick up some rubbish and things, you know, do you know what I mean, a big dump. So it's up to you where you want to take your imagination in a funny way, do you know what I mean? You can take it to the most beautiful places, do you know what I mean? And the imagination does travel if you want it to, do you know what I mean? You know, you got to be in the right place to do it, I think, you know, and you got to have an imagination. You know, what I think, like, I didn't really wasn't aware of my imagination, I don't think, so much when I was 20. Really, you know, I'm learning really, as I'm getting older, how powerful the imagination really is.
Yeah.
You know, and you think like one person there can write a book, and then it can go worldwide. You know, and you just come out, you know, sat at home for one day.
Look at the lady that wrote the Harry Potter books.
Yeah, exactly.
And that lady was, I can't remember, she's from somewhere in the UK. I can't remember where in the UK, but somewhere in the UK. And she wrote those Harry Potter books, and look how big that became. That became like a global franchise, and then obviously films got made and etc. Like all the films got made for every book that she wrote, and you know, that was highly successful, and they sold loads of like merchandise, Harry Potter books and wands and merchandise and all that type of shit. Like, you know, through literally her writing those books, that's how it started. So, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, the way things can have it, like we said earlier, the way things have a domino effect. You know, every decision has a domino effect. You know, it's like sometimes with artists, like even people like, you know, like when you make music or you put a song out into the world, like so that people can analyze it and hear it and critique it or whatever. You're not always sure what kind of response you're gonna get. You know, sometimes you might not get the, you know. And then other times you get a response that, you know, you can't believe it, you know, you think, oh wow, this is, you know, you're starting to see results with the hard work you're doing, if you see what I mean, you know. So yeah, you know. Yeah. But I do believe in a creative force though, in terms of God. I believe there is a creative force that has created everything, if you see what I mean, that exists, you know, the earth, the plants, the insects, the organisms, the animals, you know, etc., you know, humans, you know, etc. You know, I think there is a creative force that, you know, kind of created everything in a sense, you know, and, you know, is at play, you know, and I think you can tune in. I think you can tune in to the frequency or the you know, of the universe, and you can kind of get in tune with it. And I think the more in tune you are with yourself and the universe, or God, or whatever you want to call it, the more you know, the more you excel in life. It seems, you know, it's almost like, the more, like I said, more in tune you are with yourself and the universe, it's almost like the more you're rewarded for that in life, if you see what I mean. It's like, you know, you're able to manifest, you know, what you want into your life, if you see what I mean, you know.
You know, when I look at my life so far, I think to myself, well, I have had some pretty horrible times, you know. Like I said, I've lost my wife.
Yeah.
But I've had some good times through my life, you know what I mean? And I think to myself, right now, I'm quite happy with my life so far, in a funny way. You know, it's not gone the way I planned it to.
Of course, yeah.
I don't think anyone's life does.
Does, not completely, no.
You know, and to a degree it can do that. I think you can control, I've learned really now, I didn't know before when I was 20, 30, that you can actually control your memories and control the future and control your past in a funny way. Because, like, let's say I mean, like, for instance, you can plan to get married, for instance, Not that I want to do that, but you can plan things in your future. And, you know, for that, if you've got an idea and you've got a goal or a plan, you try to sort of plan your way towards that goal in a kind of way, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and once you've got there, you can look back and I'm trying to explain something, you know.
Yeah. You could take the step.
If you try to make your days happy, let's put it that way, you know, and not complain anymore about anything, you know, accept things.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you more powerful in a funny way, you know, where you're achieving a lot, you know, doing things, not sitting back. You know, and I think it's better to be creative than not being creative.
Yeah.
At all, do you know what I mean? And not doing anything in kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
And even if you're being creative, alright, and you're not getting anywhere sometimes, but at least you're learning.
Yeah.
You know, at least you're trying. You know, and I think like a lot of problems with a lot of people, they give up too easily.
Yes.
You know, they don't think they can do it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why they can't do it really, because they give up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a case of not giving up really, you know, just soldiering on.
Yeah.
You know, I think like life is being in the army in a funny way, you know. You've got to get up, wash yourself, get yourself something to eat.
It is though, mate. It's like being regimented,
Get your
you know.
socks on.
It's discipline.
You know, do you know what I mean?
But if you don't have discipline, you'll see a lot of people that in life that lack discipline, mate. They lack direction, and they're usually not very successful. If you see what I mean. Honestly, you see, if you ask a lot of people that are very successful in life, you will see that a lot of these people are extremely busy people, even though they're very successful. If you see what I mean, they're people that are 7 days a week. They're busy. If you see what I mean, they've got meetings, they've got, you know, appearances, they've got interviews, they've got, you know, business to take care of and handle, and you know, they're very busy, hands-on people who might get 5 hours sleep a night every night because if you see what I mean, they work 19, 20 hours a day. If you see what I mean, like, you know, because but like you said, they're usually very regimented. They've got a schedule there. They wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. They go running. They get exercise between 6 and 7 in the morning. Is their time to exercise. When they get back, between 7 and 8, they have a shower and they get ready and they have breakfast. By 9 o'clock, they're out the door. From 9 till 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, they are working, or whatever the case may be, on their trade, their craft, whatever. Then when they get home, they're eating, more exercise. By 10 o'clock at night, without failure, they're getting into bed and going to bed. There's no, oh, I'm going to stay up an extra half an hour late or an hour late and look at my phone. If you see what I mean, these people are usually people that are very rigid in their routines, because they understand that their routine and being disciplined is their, if you see what I mean, their route to success, if you see what I mean. You know, that's just how some people have to be.
Well, I say everyone's got a different routine a bit, or a different job, or
but without
different circumstances, really, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my circumstances are completely different to yours, you know, in life, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Where I've got a lot of time on my hands, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I find that quite beautiful, really, you know.
I'm starting to have a bit more time on my hands now as well. Where like now I can afford to work a bit less and all that kind of thing. Like you know, it's nice. You know, I got, you know, I'm having a bit more, you know, time to myself and time to focus on what I want to do, my goals. If you see what I mean, you know. So,
that's it. I mean, like I got all the time in the world to focus on my goals anyway. You know, do you know what I mean? And tomorrow I wake up and I try to sort of like just be positive, do you know what I mean? And you've got to sort of like deal with every problem that comes.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know, and just keep up. I actually sort of, what I personally do is get ahead all the time, you know, like for instance, you know, with cooking, you know, I get ahead of it.
Yeah.
You know, I cook up. So it's all ready for the next 2 weeks, you know, and then I do that for the next 2 weeks, you know what I mean? That's one way I get ahead. You know, and there's ways of getting ahead really where you can relax in time. And now because I know that I've got dinner every day, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't have to worry it. I can do music.
Yeah.
I can just rest and relax.
Focus on what you want to do.
Cutting up carrots and things like that, do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. I've done it all, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done it really fast as well, as fast as I could. Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, some people enjoy cooking and that. I do as well, yeah. But I wouldn't want to do it every day.
Yeah.
It'd get really boring, alright? It really would. And it really, I mean, I can remember sort of like being married, cooking dinner for the whole family, you know. And you wash up. And you think, oh, you know, you ain't got no time for yourself or whatever, or you haven't done no music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just bedtime, you know, you know what I mean? You know, and to me, I'm getting all the time in the world now, where my children are all growing up.
Yeah.
And I've got to sort of put them to bed anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like I used to, or whatever. You know, they got their own legs and they're doing their own thing. And, you know, I've got all the time in the world just to sort of, you know, like if I wake up tomorrow, I can learn the piano if I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can stay in bed all day if I want.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like, I mean, I suppose staying in bed is not really a complete waste of time if you want to do that. You know, you can have a good time in bed. Well, I'm not talking about you can have a good time in bed with someone else, you know, female, you know, a really good time, you know.
Yeah.
But you can have really, really good time on your own in bed. You know, go to bed, and you can wake up in the morning and I think, oh, I don't feel like getting up today. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. I can do that. Do you know what I mean? I can think, I'm going to lay in bed because it's nice and warm here, you know, just lay there and dream.
Yeah.
Like I'm in Paris or in France or on the moon or whatever, do you know what I mean? So the imagination is an incredible place. But like, I don't necessarily dream on a different place, but what I do is I do enjoy dreaming. I really do, you know. I'm dreaming about, I don't know, just one I, you know, like dreaming of appreciating what I've got, right? But just dreaming of what I'm going to do next.
Yeah.
In life, you know, all the time. In a funny way, you know.
Yeah.
And it's nice having time to do that, you know, where some people have got to go to work and they've got to be someone else in hour after hour at work.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Do what their boss says, whether they like it or not, because the boss is always right.
Of course.
Even when he's wrong.
Yeah.
And you've got to sleep to the boss and most of the time, and you know, and then, you know what I mean? It's a difficult life, I think.
It is for a lot of people, mate. It is for a lot of people. It's not easy, you know.
You know, and I think people got a lot of anger in them. You know, but they, you know, you can't really be angry at work. You've got to be good still.
Yeah, you've got to, you know, even at work. A lot of people. The reality is that a lot of people, if they really express their true feelings, sometimes at work, they won't have a job.
That's right.
You know, because, you know, people are not.
I mean, it's like nurses at the moment. I think they're all going on strike at the moment, aren't they?
Well, it's just the reality is that it's just crazy that you got people that are really out there looking after people on a daily basis, working, you know, 12.5-hour shifts, 13-hour long shifts every day, 4 or 5 days a week. You know, looking after people, you know, taking care of people, and you know,
people with depression,
saving people's lives and all sorts of shit.
Sick people.
And they're getting paid you know, you got people out here that, you know, are doing jobs that are much less important, that are getting paid a hell of a lot more money than people
like football players.
That's what I mean. Than people that actually who are actually saving lives. And to me, that, you know, that, well, I can understand why these people are upset. Well, you know, being a nurse, they don't get paid like a huge amount of money, mate. You're looking at about 30 grand a year. And in today's society, mate, 30 grand a year is nothing. If you see what I mean, that's.
No, it's not really.
It's
I don't think it's enough to get on the ladder, is it, of the house?
No, that's nothing, mate.
You know,
it's
so
nothing. It comes with benefits. Don't get me wrong. If they're working for the NHS, like in today's society, like in the UK, let's say for example, it comes with benefits. They get, obviously, because they have houses and apartments and stuff like this, where they can get like discounts because they're part of the NHS. If you see what I mean. And they also have very good pension plans and stuff for when they retire and all these kind of things, and you know, because it's all through the government and stuff. But their actual overall salary isn't that great, you know. It's, you know, so, you know, all, in my opinion, all healthcare professionals, mate, whether they be carers, nurses, doctors, all sorts of stuff. They, you know, doctors don't get paid too badly, but a lot of healthcare professionals out there today don't get paid what they should get paid for what the jobs that they do. If you see what I mean.
There's a lot of people. Do you think there's a lot?
And yeah.
A lot of people in the medical.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Kind of way, you know, you think like once upon a time there weren't any hospitals. Yeah, I mean they evolved again. Do you know what I mean? It's all evolved. It's you know, like I walk down the street here, right, and I see so many chemists.
Oh yeah.
Chemist after chemist, really, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, with all these pills and it. So, you know, God knows what they all do. You know, half of them, you know. I mean, I know some of them, but you know, again, you know, it's like a sweet market in there. Do you know what I mean? It's like an industry that's evolved like this. Do you know what I mean? I can't believe it actually. You know, when I'm walking down my town, sometimes I think I'm living in a hospital now. And there's so many sort of like pharmacies.
I tell you what, I've never. When I went to France, mate, in France, right, mate, there's pharmacies. Well, I don't know if it was just where I was in Paris or whatever, but mate, there was pharmacies everywhere. I mean, like everywhere you walk, in every street that you walk on, you got guaranteed to see at least 2 or 3 different pharmacies, if you see what I mean. Slash, like.
I think it's where perfumes were.
Oh yeah.
First created and that, you know, and they've got a big perfume industries over there, haven't they?
Well, big and big. They're very big into like skincare
and makeup.
And that exactly all that kind of stuff, you know. So like it's for sure, you know. They got a lot of their product, Nivea, L'Oreal, all these different products are French and etc. You know, so yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, because I think like in France, well, you know, I don't know. I actually won't talk about it. It's just about to do with cleanliness and all this, you know, where they didn't bath or something. They had dry baths there, you know. But I'm not talking about all people in France. I was just talking about
years ago.
And they come across with perfumes and that. That's why they got into them and that, because it sort of like made the body smell, and they said it made them smell pure and all this, you know.
Smell clean.
You know, whatever, I don't know. You know, but anyway, it evolved from France, I think, all the perfumes and all that, you know, and it is there still to this today, you know, it's a big industry there.
It is, yeah.
You know, just like, as I say, the chemicals, you know, that you can buy for headaches, for this, for that, you know, it's phenomenal.
It is,
you know, it's mind-boggling, if you ask me, you know, and I'm thinking, hang on, you know, never used to be like this when I was younger, you know. You know.
But just goes to show that human beings have become so powerful that we understand chemistry.
Yeah, well,
you know.
But I think, you know, man's been sort of, you know, like studying plants for a long time.
A long time,
you know,
experimenting and.
You know, that's how they got perfumes out of them. They've got paint, they've got dyes, you know.
All sorts.
All kinds of things, you know.
Yeah, medicines. Yeah, for sure.
But you think, like, for instance, like bread.
Yeah.
That's been out for quite a few thousand years, I think. You know, and you think
well,
they must have had fire about it to make that bread. Okay. But like since 2,000 years gone, we make cakes now. Like how many different cakes are there?
Thousands.
Right, yeah.
If not hundreds of
Biscuits.
thousands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Likewise.
And we've experimented over the centuries, right, and come up with new ideas. And even today, where they're making new stuff, maybe here and there.
Yeah.
Some people are into cooking and all that. They do it every day. I wouldn't want to do it every day. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So I think like cooking, I'd rather do music.
Yeah.
Or do other things. And that's why I like to sort of do it one day within 3 hours. And then I can relax.
Yeah.
And then it's all done kind of thing. I've got to make it hot, whatever.
Yeah. Got to reheat it.
It don't take so long.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And I feel like I'm eating well, and then I can do music.
Yeah.
Relax and do the things that I really want to do. But I think sometimes, in the morning, I like to do as much as possible, really, like housework and things, and then I can relax for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think it's it's a good idea to keep up in life, really, so you can be more powerful for the next day.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And try to go ahead if possible, like I said. It's important, with clothes, everything.
Yeah.
You got to think of the future, really, I think.
That's true. Anyway, mate, before we call it a night for this week's episode, all about power and God, one of those episodes again, I think, mate, that could possibly have a part 2, even a part 3, because it's one of those things I think we could talk about kind of, endlessly for a long time, because there's so many things we could both say, I think, in regards to both those topics, But before we call it a night, is there anything you want to, say to the people or impart to the people before we wrap it up,
Yeah. Just be, like I've said, I think the most important thing in life is to make yourself strong, physically and mentally, so you can be powerful in life,
Yeah.
It's no good being weak in life, is it?
No, you can't.
So you really got to aim, I think, really, is focus on making yourself strong by eating the right things, and
Yeah.
Looking
after yourself.
And treat yourself like a queen, or king, or god, or goddess.
However,
because that's what you are.
However you see yourself.
I think that's, personally, I don't think, I know that I'm not God. I didn't make this world, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I didn't make the trees or the flowers or anything, okay? But I do kind of I didn't make my legs, or anything, whatever. I was born with legs,
Yeah.
But it's up to me to be God, or to look after my legs, and myself.
Yeah, got to be
be
yourself.
God of the world I live in the kind of way,
Yeah.
I mean, I could be the devil if I want, do you know what I mean? But I think everyone's got that choice,
Yeah.
I think, like,
Got to choose right.
people say don't steal in that, right? But I tell you now, everyone, even including myself, will have to steal if it's a case of I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You with me? Everyone will steal if they're hungry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So anyway, as I said, just focus, I think, on making sure that you eat the right food.
Yeah.
And
looking after, like you said, the main two things is what you said: looking after your physical and your mental.
Yeah.
That's a powerful combination. Those two things are so essential in terms of ensuring your success in life, in whatever that may be, in whatever aspect of your life, because there's many different aspects to our lives, that we all know, but if you want to ensure success in all aspects of your life, and to have good relationships and good success in business and whatever your goals are or whatever, then you have to you've got to be disciplined and
be powerful.
There's power in discipline. When it comes to God and spirituality, I think it's up to each individual person out there to figure out what that is to them and what it means to them. And, you know,
I think God, like you said earlier on, I think God lives in every living being, alright?
everything, yeah. Yeah.
But some people don't listen to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
You've got to have peace of mind, I think, and happiness to hear him. I think, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't listen. I don't like hear God talking to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in a voice.
Yeah.
He don't speak to me in English. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But I feel like he communicates to me without saying anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know how that is.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, no, I feel that he's with me.
Yeah, likewise.
If you see what I mean. But I don't hear him like, wake up, Darren.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I feel like, even me too. I feel like, I think that like the more righteously you try to live, the more pure and righteous and clean you try to live, I think the more you get in tune with the universal frequency, if you see what I mean, and then the more everything in your life starts to align and work in your favour, if that makes sense.
It does.
It's like, you know, it's almost like karmic reward for, you know, for being the best human being, the best version of yourself that you can be, you know, making that conscious decision to be that,
Yeah, I think
to do that, you know, and I think
you get purer.
You get rewarded for.
I think your mind gets purer as well because you're doing, you know, you're just doing the right thing every day.
Yeah.
After day, and your mind just goes to heaven more and more.
And
I'm closer to God.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And I think that when you've got a clean heart and a clean mind, and you know your intentions are pure, I think it's almost like the universe or God, whatever it is, recognises that your intentions are pure, and you know it's just everything starts to work in your favour. It's like you get in tune with you know, it's almost like the power of love, if you see what I mean. You know a good frequency to be on anyway. You know.
It's like guys, you know, like you're so lovely. You know, so kind. I'm gonna remember you forever and love you forever. Just like I can't stop loving the flowers and the trees.
Thank you, man.
Or forget them. You know.
Thank you.
What I mean.
That's why it's good to have good friends. You know, good friends.
You know, that's what love is really. You can't stop loving the trees and flowers, can you?
Yeah.
Or you know, that's if you do love them. Do you know what I mean? I mean, personally, I do love them, and I can't stop loving them.
Yeah.
How can you stop loving flowers? You know what I mean?
How can you stop loving life? You know.
Yeah. I mean, life to me is flowers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's how I look at life, like flowers. Beautiful. You know. That's a good way of putting it, really. Life is like flowers. Flowers and trees. You know, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're lucky.
Yeah, definitely.
We're lucky to sort of wake up on a big planet with blue ocean.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And trees on it and stars.
Yeah.
You know, we're lucky.
And amazing different places that we can travel to and go to and have.
Could have been worse. Could have been nothing.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
No stars.
Nature is exceptionally beautiful. Everywhere you go, different countries have different things, different places are also different and unique, and you know architecture is different, and there's it's incredible, you know. To experience it all is a blessing in itself.
That's right. We're lucky to experience one day even. Yeah.
There's power in life. Yeah. So yeah, thank you to you guys for tuning in to a brand new episode of the Philosophy Podcast. Thank you for tuning in once again this week. Of course, if you've been watching up until this point right now, this week's episode has been all about power and God, or you know, God and power, however you want to kind of look at it.
Same thing.
Same thing. But yeah, you have the power, to become the God of your own reality, in a sense, So yeah. Good night. God bless. One love. like you said earlier, I think it's very important. Look after your physical and your mental health. You know, that's
And,
true
you know,
power.
another thing is, another powerful thing is smile.
Yeah,
You know, one smile was very powerful.
yeah.
So smile more.
That's it. That's it. Good night.